How's it going, guys? Hope you're all doing well. So welcome to part 2 of this Let's Make video. So on this one, we're going to make our second filtered disco house loop. We're going to carry on using my brand new sample pack, Funky Disco House Volume 1. So I'll leave a link below if any of you guys are interested. Right, so we're going to go back into the folder and pick another one of these disco house loops we're going to recreate. Right, so I'm just going to go in. French house music loops, and it's this one here. I've went through these before, so I'm not going to waste any more time. If you want to hear me go through these, just check out the first part. But this is the disco loop we're going to make today. So yeah, this is sped up to 126 BPM. I recorded everything at 118 BPM. So we're going to do the same thing. Right, so at 118 BPM, let's just get a disco drum straight away. So percussion. Right, so we've got 10 ears. Let's go through them. It's a good one. Try them all. Okay, right, I like that third one. Yeah, so let's get this in. We'll double it up. Actually do that. Yeah, I got this loop started by recording the guitar in. I'm actually going to get that from the sample pack now. So electric guitar loops, rhythm electric guitar. Yeah, so this is the loop here. I'll give it a play. So it's at 118 BPM. It's just jamming off the same chord. And then we got the fill at the end, which it changes chords. Through most of that loop, it just jams off G, and then we can make a bass line that kind of dances around this chord, and that really gives like a cool, funky sound, like kind of James Brown style. Right, so let's get this in. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this here and put it at the end. And let's just repeat this bit. So we've extended the loop there, and we've got the fill at the end. So let's give this a play. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it's definitely better. So I ran this loop through CLA guitars by Waves. So it doesn't need any processor as far as that. I think I'm going to use standard clip and kind of deal with these peaks. I've been using it a lot. So yeah, it's free to download, or at least the demo is. Yeah, so we're going to play this and we're going to drag the threshold down and try and catch them like sharp peaks. See how it's got rid of them there, but it hasn't affected the sound. Turn it off and on. And on. There's no difference, and it's caught all these peaks here. We can add saturation here as well, so I'll add a little bit. Okay, I'm liking that. Right, so I'm going to flatten this now, and you're going to see these peaks will have disappeared. So we'll flatten. There we go. Right, so it's definitely looking better. We'll see if it sounds better. We'll play this with the drums. Right, nice, yeah, so I'll leave a link for that standard clip. You can download the demo. It only lets you use it for 45 seconds and then it cuts off. Obviously, if you wanted to use this on a full track, you'd have to buy it, but I'm definitely going to do it. So I'll leave a link for that. Let's pan this guitar right. Say 12 right. Okay, cool. So what we'll do next is go to the electric piano. If we go to electric piano loops, it's just one of the wah loops, so it's in G. For this one here. So I'm just holding a G minor chord. It does it again. Okay, so it's got a cool sound. So I used Velvet. Yeah, I spoke about it in the last video. So we're going to get that now. Right, so this is it. I'm going to try and find this wah preset. Let's have a look here. Right, let's try this one. Clean wah. Is that it? Yeah, this is the right preset. It's called Clean Wah. So when I press the G minor chord now, so I'm going to add the root note as well. Right, so that's the chord I played, so I might as well record it in now. I'll do it twice. Right, that'll do. We'll go into the MIDI. I'll get them closer as well. They don't have to be perfect. So we'll look at the velocities. It's not terrible. Get it like just below 100. So I'm going to try it by itself. Cool sound. Try it with the guitar. We'll double it across, we'll join it up. When we come to the fill part, it kind of gets cut out here. I'll do that when we bounce it to audio though, so we can leave it like that. So I remember doing a bit of processing to this, so I'm going to EQ it. Let's smoothen the sound out a little bit there. So the next thing I used was Pan Man by Sound Toys. Yeah, I really love this plugin. I mean, they've got something similar in Ableton called Auto Pan. So just go into presets, dynamic pans, and I click on this Rhodes vibe. I really love this. As you can see, it's panning left and right quite rapidly there. When I press play, it should control it, but we can mess around with the width here as well. It's really cool, this. So I'll play it on its own. It's cool. Extreme. I get a touch of it. So I'll turn it off and on so you can hear it. That's without. And with. Right, so I'm going to try it with the guitars then. Really cool. Right, we'll try it with the drums then. Okay, great. So what we're going to do is go back into that bass construction kit and make another bass. So we're going to try and get another live sound and bass here. Right, so I took a little break there. So yeah, let's get this bass line done. So we're going to go into samples, music samples, bass guitar. So we've got the finger bass guitar samples here. So we can get a realistic sound and bass here because they're all their own separate takes. So when I did this disco loop, I played this in on the bass. So I already know what this bass guitar is. Like I already know the notes. So if you're not a guitar player, you're probably best off just like practicing something on the keyboard, maybe use operator and get like a sort of groove down. And then once you know the notes, you can kind of put the pieces together here. All of that's G. So anything in the G minor scale is going to work with that chord. So I know we started with G and I played it on the E string. So let's go to it. G played on the E string. So that's definitely the first note. So let's get it in. Now the second note is A sharp. A sharp played on the A string. Yeah, so we'll get that. And then C played on A string. Okay, great. So we've got three notes here. Yeah, so these three happen on the kick and the clap. So I know where these are going straight away. We'll shape them. Right, so I'm going to take warp off as well. Right, so we have to shorten this all the way to here. That's what we want. It needs to be tighter than that though, so let's just lengthen this. We'll shorten this here. That's right for the first note. Let's get the second note. Put this here. Take warp off, try that. Now to the next one, C. Need to shorten that as well. Quite a bit. So the fourth note is C. We've used a C, which is take one, but we can use take two. So we've got a different take of the same note. Right, so where does this go? Yeah, that's right. Now I need to lengthen this, now I've heard that. So we're going to shorten that to there. And it goes back to A sharp. So let's get the take two of that, because we've already used one. So that there. Nearly right. Is it there? That's it. Right, we've got the next section to do. So it's similar, but we like play more notes. So we need G again, played on the E string. G played on E string, take two. Try that one. And then let's get take one. I think that goes there. Yeah, it's in the right place. Need to shorten that and that one. Yeah, that's right. Right, so we need two A sharps again. So we'll go and get them. This one here. And we'll get the top one. There we go. We're going to do a similar thing as these ones here. Goes there. So just adding fades. Shorten that a bit more actually. Right, so we need to get C again. If we do a kind of run here with some ghost notes, we're going to add them in a minute. Let's get take two with that. Yeah, it's coming together. Okay, so that's right. So I know the last note's F, so I'm just going to get that in. I'll piece the rest together. I know that definitely goes there. Yeah, we need to get these ghost notes in, but I'm just going to listen to this. Actually, we'll play the whole thing. Yeah, so we need to get these ghost notes in, so we'll do it now. With some random ones. And we don't use them in the first half, but we definitely use them in this bit. So I'm going to delete this end part, turn this right down. That goes there. Alright, so get this next ghost note in. Right, is that right? It is right, we need to sort the clicks out though. Shorten that, fade it. Yeah, so we definitely need to position this a little bit better. It's sounding right, but let's yeah, move stuff off, get that swing going. Just move things back a tiny bit. We can join that up now. We can repeat this all the way through to here. Yeah, that's where it changes here. We'll add some slides and stuff to keep this interesting. But yeah, but we can keep that jamming all the way through this. Right, so I'm playing just the drums and the bass now. Right, we're going to add this guitar next because this is staying on the same note and all these notes are moving in the bass. We get that really cool, like kind of James Brown sort of feel. In fact, I'll play the guitar and the drums and then I'll add the bass. Just jamming on G there. Yeah, really cool. We'll add the Rhodes. The G minor chord. Yeah, really cool. That's it. Yeah, we're going to deal with this end part now. Let's just loop it up. Yeah, so it's quite rapid, this part at the end. It's playing D sharp, this note, and then it moves to an F. So we're going to need 7 D sharp notes here. We'll play the guitar. We're going to have brass parts then, string stabs and stuff. Yeah, right. So let's get some D sharp notes. We're going to need a lot of them here. D sharp played on the A string, which is this. So we'll get that one. We'll get take two. Let's get an E and pitch it down to D sharp, just so we've got an extra note. So we'll have 3 notes in D sharp. Once I've pitched this down, I'll unwarp it and pitch it down -1. Let's get take two and do the same thing. And that should be enough. We can like mix and match these now. But what we're going to do is match where this electric guitar is. It's going to stab at the same time. So I'm just wanting some random notes here. And the ones we've got, we can shape differently and kind of make them sound different. So we've definitely got enough here. That's the first one. Shorten that. Nice fade on it. Okay. Right, this one as well. How many more have we got? Right, so we've got 3 more left. Let's just let that one. I'll just shape it different. Then get the first one, just to be like random and different. Shape it again. It's going to be quite stabby, this part. No one's going to really notice. So this has left us with this. And as you can see, we've got a ghost note here. Let's add one on the bass as well. So we might as well get one. Bass slides ghost notes. Get that one. That there. And the last note's F, and it's F played on the A string. That's the one. And while we're here, we'll move a few of these off. And we're going to finish the bass line off with a bass slide right at the end. So let's get one from here. Right, that's a good one. Bass slide 6, and just put that there. And turn it down. Right, let me try this. Right, great. So we can join that up as well. I'll colour this a different colour just for now, just so you can see the bit that we've just worked on. So I'll colour it yellow. So this bit repeats over and over, and we've just got the fill at the end. So let's just play the drums, our new bass. Let's play the Rhodes as well. And I'll bring in the guitar halfway, then we'll just hear this groove. Already loving that. Right, guitar can come in. This is probably how I would arrange it. Right, here comes the fill. Yeah, so I had to cut the video a little short there. So I've made one change to the bass here. So just this one note here, which is a C. I've named it C there. So the original, we had the ghost note there. We just decided to add that note. It sounded like more correct. Yeah, I think it definitely sounds better with this note in. I'll actually play it without. I mean, that's good. So we'll try it with a note. Yeah. Yes, that's the only change I've made. I've pasted that all the way across. Actually, I can just join all that up now. Right, so the next thing we're going to do is add a string. So I'm going to use Sound Paint. Yeah, so we've got all 3 different microphone settings here. Yeah, okay, so this is the preset I used to get the string started. So this runs octave minor. So it's going to do an octave run before it plays the string. So I'll press G. Really nice. So we're going to add that first. So when the chord changes, we've got our fill. This is where I'm going to add this. Right, and what I did was just sample that like sort of first bit, like the run. So I'm actually just going to do that, and then we'll freeze and flatten. Yeah, there it is. So I think we can cut this end off. We only want that start bit. There's that bit there, yeah. Really nice, and that's working well with the bass slide as well. So we're going to use another preset in Sound Paint, but I know we put that in the middle there. We'll go back in here. So I'm going to remember which preset I used. Right, so I think it's this one here, Sustained Sweet Neumann. Okay, so that is right. I'm going to play this in and I'm going to show you the MIDI. Right, so that part's right. Okay, so that's the string run for this section. So G, A sharp, C, F, G, higher octave. And we've got a combination of short and long strings. So we're going to go back into Sound Paint after this and do another one with more like stab strings. But this section's right here. I like this, so I'm going to double it up. I'm going to do like a different octave of the same thing. We'll get a different preset from Sound Paint. So let's try another one. Try this one. So I'm going to play the lower octave one. Okay, the top one. Right, I'll play these together. I might need to turn this one down. So try this with the music. Yeah, really cool that. Let's just bounce it to audio. Right, so I've coloured them and just added some EQ, so on both channels. So we'll get this across. So we're going to cut it from here. Do the same there. Right, let's play this from here. That's working nicely. Right, so we're going to go to Sound Paint again. And yeah, we're just going to put the pieces together. So we need some short strings now. Stick with the same microphone. Let's go to shorts. So we've got drama strings and sweet strings. Let's just try these. So we'll try the drama ones first. We'll actually layer these up. Okay, so I'm going to add the first fill. So this is what I'm going to play. Yeah, and we're going to add this in this gap here. So just going to complete it. So I'll record it from here. We'll just get this in. Okay, didn't play it in particularly great, but we can fix it. So highlight everything, Control and U. That's really giving it a cool sound. So we'll do the same thing and double this up. I'm going to lower the octave. So I'll change it to sweet strings. I'm actually going to alter the notes on there, the second string, to make it different. Try the velocities. Yeah, I can drop that. Right, we'll try the top one again. Okay, and the bottom one. Okay, really nice that. So I'm going to get the same EQ. I'll just do the same on that as well. And what I might do is bump the velocity up a little bit. Actually change a lot of this. So get them kind of close and then just bring them up a bit. Maybe you're there. Yeah, we'll get this one up as well. So I'm just going to try all the string parts here. We'll put the drums on as well. But yeah, we're just going to hear the strings working together here. Okay, great. Yeah, so we'll play it with everything else. We might as well get this second fill in now. So this bit where the chord changes. Okay, so this bit here. So this is what I'm going to do. Basically just match the guitar. Right, so let's go back in and tidy it. I'm just going to do this top one. I'll get them in position. I'm going to use this bottom octave as a different one, actually. So I'm going to delete that. Right, so remove these bottom ones, put this under here and lower the octave. So I haven't hit these in very well. So let's just get these up, same as that. We'll have to change the other ones. Yeah, okay, so I'm liking that. This needs to go here. I'm going to make a folder for these strings and then just add the one EQ. So I'm just deleting them. I'll leave that one there. Group these up. I'm just going to put this EQ on the strings folder. So call this strings. Okay, freeze and flatten these. So the last thing to add is some brass parts, but I'm going to add an amp VST to this bass. Before I forget, I'll do it now. So like in the last video, I'm going to use waves. I'm going to use the GTR amp plugin. Right, so this is it. So I'm going to use the same preset I used last time as well. So this one here, ultra clean. So yeah, and I'm going to take that to central. I'm going to take a little bit more mid out. And I'll push the treble as well. There we go. So I'll turn this off and on. I'll play this with the drum beat. Right, that's off. Definitely hear the difference there. Yes, I love what that's doing to the bass. I might tweak it a little bit more, but I'm quite happy with that for now. So there's a brass fall in the sample pack that I'm going to get. We'll get it now. This one here. Yeah, we'll just position it right. I think I want it in between this here. See if this is right. Right, so it's in the wrong position. It needs to go here. Right, so we'll try this. Cool, that can go. So we'll try it with everything else. Yeah, that's cool, that. We turn it up a bit more, actually. We'll double that there as well. Just going to try this from here. That's really working nicely, that. Right, nice. So we're going to go back into Sound Paint. So we're going to pick one of these brass presets here. I've actually got this loaded up. Yeah, this is the one I've picked. So it's Hard Attack, SFZ. What it means is it like swells. It goes from quiet to loud. So I'll play a note here. I'll play G. So Sound Paint have nailed it with this. They've got some amazing brass parts. So yeah, we're using the trumpet for this. I'm actually going to use this twice. I'm going to make a swell. I'll do that now. And then we'll use it again and do some stabs. So I'm going to add the swell here. I'll start it from here. Right, so we've got that there. Right, so we've got this, we can bounce it to audio. I'm going to have to like shape it so it fits our groove better, but it's easy to do. So let's position this right. I would say move that there. So I think the starting point's right there. So let's do a little cut here. Let's cut it about here. I've created a block. I'm going to loop it up. Put this on complex. I'm going to put this here because I'm happy where the starting point is. And let's just bring this. This is the end of where the loop ends. Just drag it to here. So we'll try this here, how it's sounding. Okay, now I'm hearing that. I think we move that to there. There we go. So I'm going to re-listen to this with the drums. Maybe bring that in a bit more, actually. So that's okay there. Yeah, let's move it a little bit more. So maybe here. So I'll get an EQ on it. We'll get this on the end as well. And we're going to complement them string stabs at the end with some more brass parts. So we've got Sound Paint again. I'm going to use the same preset as like the brass swell we've just done. So Hard Attack. So the fill we started in D sharp and we end up on F. Yeah, that's got a cool sound. So let's just get it in. We've got these two string stabs doing the same thing. So let's play all these together. Yeah, it's really giving it a nice disco sound, that. So we'll play from here. So I'm going to add one more brass part. Sometimes I use session horns with contact. I really like using the live racks in F9 audio. So James Wiltshire, who's one half of Freemasons, like he's got a YouTube channel. If you haven't already heard of it, definitely go and check it out and check his sample packs out. I use a lot of the live racks. He does some nice stuff with Contact as well, like instrument racks. But he's definitely worth checking out if you like your funky disco house. So I'll leave a link for his channel. Let's get one of his sample packs and we'll get one of the live racks. He has a couple of brass things in here that are really nice. So I've got a full sample pack. It's Electric Disco 2. It's got some really nice live racks here. So like loads of basses, loads of pianos, key plucks, loads and loads of stuff here. So this is definitely worth checking out. Let's just try one of these brass ones. So we've got a trumpet. The Sound Paint one's a trumpet. So let's maybe try like a trombone staccato. Let's get a sax as well. So saxophone staccato as well. So we'll have 3 brass parts doing the same thing here. So I'm going to play the same thing as a string stab. Right, let's just get this recorded in. You can see they're not all matched up there. They're not like exactly the same as each other. We'll try that with the top one. We'll get an EQ on the folder. What a really nice sound. Let's pan some stuff. Just randomly do it. So we've got a lot happening at this end part here. Let's just play it all one after the other. So we've got the sax. We'll have the trombone. We've got our trumpet from Sound Paint. We've got 2 strings. Bass guitar. And the electric guitar. Then we have the brass sweep. So all of them together give a really nice sound. Right, so we'll just play this all the way through because that's all the parts. So we've got all the elements in now. So what I'm going to do is group everything up. So we get some glue compression. Just add a touch of this. I'm going to get that vinyl plugin from Isotope again. I did this in part 1. Yeah, so it's free to download this, so it's definitely worth getting. So it makes your music sound old. We've got dust here, warp. I'm going to turn this off. We're going to go to 1970s quality. This is on 10% wear, so we're going to keep that like that. I'm just going to turn this down. Turn this down as well. Right, so I'm going to play this and I'll bypass it so you can hear what it's doing. Turn it off. And on. That's making it sound more worn down. Keep it at 10 actually. So we're going to sample this now and speed it up and then like pitch it. We're going to make it sound more like a filtered house record after this. We'll knock up like a basic house beat as well. But let's sample this out. So I'm going to create an audio channel. I'm going to click resampling, arm it, turn the drums off. I think I've got a limiter on here, so I'm going to turn that off. Yeah. Really nice. So we've got our sample here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to save this as another project. So I've saved a separate file. So what I'm going to do is delete these drums and delete all the music. So now we've got our disco music loop here. So let's have a look at it. We'll turn it up. So I can see a few peaks here we can get rid of. So we're definitely going to sort that. But the first thing we're going to do is turn this up to 126 BPM. Right, so we've sped this up. I've put it on complex there. Right, so let's hear this faster then. Right, so another thing we're going to do is pitch this down. We can either pitch it up or down. I pitched it down when I made the loop because I thought it'd sound better. So I pitched it down one semitone. So we're going to do the same thing. I'll play it and then I'll pitch it down so you hear the difference. Pitch it down. It's making it sound more sampled now. Try it up. That's cool as well. I prefer that though. Yeah, really nice. Right, let's grab standard clip. I'm going to deal with those peaks in the loop. I just want to use a touch of this. Maybe there. I don't want to destroy the loop. Looks about right. Right, so we're going to freeze and flatten this. Okay, flatten. There we go. See, it's dealt with them peaks there. So we just turn this up a bit now. So we're going to double this up. Actually, we'll give it its own channel. I want to keep that as it is. So this is the original. We'll just colour it different. Colour this red. This is our disco chop. So the first thing we're going to do is take the low end out. So we'll get some EQ. So cut 120 for now. And next get a side chain or an LFO tool. I'm going to do that, make this quite pumping. So maybe put it there. Or there actually. Right, so let's try this now. It's got some side chain on it. Right, so yeah, we're going to chop this up here. I've just done this off camera. I've just got a basic beat going. So I've got a kick, hat and a clap. I'll show you them. So it's just from the sample pack. We'll go through some top loops and percussion loops as well and get like a more of a groove going. But let's play this along with the disco loop now. We'll get the sub bass in as well, but we'll do these chops first. I'll see what else I can find. So we're just going to loop it up here. Ooh, that's got that French house feel. Back while I'm here, let's get a filter. And maybe do that. Okay. Right, okay, let's see what we can find here. Cool. Got a bit of a vibe. That was good, that. So there you go, there's another little track idea there. So there's loads of them inside these loops. Let's keep going because that isn't what I picked. Let's bring the filter out a little bit. Alright, so did I pick this here? That's what I picked. It's a pretty easy chop, this one. Put that. We just move this to the next part, I think. So just to here. We'll just hear it on its own. Or was it that? Let me just keep looking. Oh, we're not right. That's got a nice vibe to it, that. Let's mess around with the filter. Right, so that went on the end. So I think we put that there. Keep this repeating. I think there's another chop here, so I'm going to find it. I'm just going to loop this section here and I'll click on that. That's cool. I don't even know if this is the same as the original loop. It's definitely similar, but yeah, I'm really liking this. Let me just try the original loop because I am curious now. I don't think it's the same. I mean, I've played it in slightly different, and maybe I've used different presets on the strings, but the vibe's pretty similar. I'm just going to try it. Yeah, so it's slightly different. Oh, okay, that's cool. So we'll do that bit at the end. Yeah, so this is slightly different, but I'm actually really liking this loop. It's really cool. I think we can double that up. Okay, so we need to find the bit that's going to resolve this loop. I think that might work. Yeah. So let's quadruple this up. We can use the filter at this point and like really go like drastic with it, and it gives a cool effect. Yeah, that's the one. Double that. Alright, we've got a bit of a groove here. Yeah, so we'll draw a new bass line in using operator. Right, so I've just got the bass line in there. I did it off camera just to save a bit of time, but this is it. Well, this is like the first section of it, so I'm just going to play it on its own. So all I did was follow the disco chop. Yeah, I just matched it up. So I'm going to play that along with the disco loop now. So I'll play the disco loop and I'm going to add the bass in. Okay, so I'll play the bass. Really working nicely, that. So we can bring the loop in, get that vibe. Okay, with the drums then. So there you go. Yeah, so there you go, that's the bass line. We've got the loop at the end, like the sort of quadruple loop. So I'll show you the bass part for that. Yeah, so where the disco chop happens at the end, this is here. So it's in F sharp. I'm going to join all of this up. Right, so I've got a side chain on the bass now. I'm going to EQ it while I'm here. So we definitely want this duck and the kick. We take a lot out. Take out 40 hertz. As a side chain. Well, that's definitely going to be working nicely with the disco loop now. Right, so we'll try everything together. really nice there. Yeah, so let's go through the top loops. I want to go through the sample pack anyway. So we'll go through the French house loops. Yeah, we'll just go to tops. I'm just going to loop this section up. I've added a crash here. I made like a sort of mini arrangement, little crash fill there. We're going to play it all. What I'm going to do first is get the filter right on this. So just bring it right back. Add some resonance. When I'm auditioning tops, I like to do this. So this isn't just like so full on all the time. Try that one. Right, that's grooving nicely as well. So is that. There's a nice jacking sound in that there. That works. Cool, we got 4 there. I'm going to turn this disco loop off. Pretty good. I like the snare in that. Them two are really nice. I did like that as well, but I might chop something out of that. But I'm going to try it without the bass line in. Just turn it down a bit. That's really nice. Right, so I'm going to lose these two. Let's give these their own separate channel. I'm going to cut out the snare perk out of this. So that one there. Lose all the rest of it. Okay, we'll see how this is working. If it's not working, we can delete it. I don't mind that fill at the end, but just for simplicity's sake, let's just lose them and just keep it basic. So just have the one on the end. Call that like sort of house perk. Right, then we add this top loop. So let's take a look at this. Okay, it's cool. We need to take the low end off it. Maybe 150. Crash as well. Yeah, seems to be working. We'll try the bass. Yes, I like this top loop. Let's shorten it a little bit so we can tighten it here. Right, so we're on beats. Let's click on here. The first little icon. We can drag the 100 to 0 bar down. So when you drag it down, it makes the drum loop tighter. Let's give it a try. Get it really tight. So there's full. Go about 35. So I'm going to hear that with a kick now. It definitely sounds super tight now. turn it off and on. And finally with the disco chop. Oh, it's really worked. We'll actually get the top loop there as well. I'm making like a tiny mini basic breakdown here. So we've got a few to get through, not too many though. And we might not need these. Like I said, I like that snare perk. Not bad. That's more like it. It feels like more of a jack and track this, so I really like that. I like that it's not too much and it's actually working nicely with the groove. So there's another one. It's a conga type of track this, but we'll try them. Nah. Oh, that's good. Okay, we'll get that in. Good as well. Right, we've got house snares here. Oh, that's pretty good. Is it time right? Yeah. They're kind of working nicely together. We'll give it a try. We've already got one like that, so not quite right. Maybe a bit too jacking. It's more like it. Let's do a nice call and response there. Okay, why not? Maybe every other one, it's clashing with the snare there, but if we cut them, a bit much. Okay, so I've turned off the disco loop. Let's just hear what perks are sounding best. Just to come down. Okay. I prefer the second one to that. I think it's a little bit too rapid fire. I like the sample though. It's good as well. That might be my favourite actually. Get them across. Try this one. Cool, maybe for another idea. Try this one. sounds really housey, that. I prefer this to that now. Right, this last one block. I prefer the house snare. Right, okay. I think that's the one. Yeah, that's really working, isn't it? Right, so I think that's pretty good. So I'm going to play this all the way through. I'll mess around with the disco loop again. Okay, here we go then. Really nice. Right, so that's it, guys. I really hope you took something from this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Now, in the next one, I am going to be making a full track. I'm going to be doing more of like a Michael Gray inspired track, like more of a song. I'm actually going to be making a jam track for Jenna Leroy. That's probably going to be the next project. So yeah, it's going to be more of a song-based disco track. But we're going to be using the Funky Disco House Volume 1 sample pack. We're going to be using it for the rest of the year. So just click the link below if you want to get your hands on that. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll see you very, very soon for a new one. All right, take it easy, guys. Cheers.